second topic. Anytime I get a chance to talk about Mass Effect, I'm going to do it. We have what am I going to say? An info dump of all of the information that came out on N7 Day through GameInformer, through the trailer, through all of that stuff. There's going to be some spoilery stuff, but not anything crazy. I don't want to spoil the game for myself, so I'm not going to read anything that's too spoilery. But if you want zero information, then tune out now. Turn back in to the podcast in about 10 minutes or so after we get through all of this info dump. But there's, like I said, there's nothing too crazy spoilery, but everyone has their own kind of ideas of what's a spoiler and what isn't. So we're going to go through this. First off, the non-plot details. And this comes by way of a Reddit post over at the official Mass Effect Reddit by Redditor Raise Cream, whatever that is. So non-plot details. BioWare is having an N7 Day sale with limitation that's irrelevant. We already talked about Mass Effect coming to backwards compatibility. They showed off the 3 editions of the game, $60, $70, $100. I definitely think the $70 is the sweet point for me personally, because $60 baseline game, $70 comes with a cool monkey pet that you're going to have on your ship, which I think is cool. It's a novelty item for 10 more bucks. The deluxe edition is a bunch of multiplayer add-on stuff, which I'm personally not into. Ugh. I like the Mass Effect multiplayer, but I'm not into the special editions of games where you get all this multiplayer stuff. Yeah.
Usually that's the reverse, where the $70, $80 version just gets you some DLC nonsense, and then the $100 version gets you some kind of physical statue or whatever. But
yeah, there's like a $250 version, I think, that comes with like a remote control thing. New Mako.
What game was it that had like a $50,000 version, and it like came with an island or something? Something just,
I don't remember.
They were clearly just doing it to get a story written about them. But.
Real quick here, only PlayStation and Xbox physical copies are available for purchase. No info on PC hard copies. But you can purchase the collector's edition case or bundles with Nomad replica. Nomad being the new Mako, the new ground vehicle. Let's see here. It's rated M for mature. Yada yada yada. I'm just going through here. Tom Taylorson is a voice actor for the male writer. Frida Wolf is a voice actress for a female writer. So if you're into voice actors. The big game reveal will happen December 1st at the Game Awards. Let's see here. Loyalty missions will return. This is a huge thing to me. Dom, you know that Mass Effect 2 is my favorite out of the 3. Loyalty missions are some of the best thing about that game. They really get you closer to those characters. It's awesome. I'm super excited for that. What else here? You can sign up for early access to the multiplayer beta for Mass Effect if you're interested in that. Then there's also more info about the voice cast, some plot details. So if you want to tune out, I'm going to go through these really quick, about a minute and a half if you want to skip ahead. Nothing too spoilery, like I said. Turians are confirmed for the game, but they will not say anything about the Quarians. So if you remember Turians, that's what's his name? Garrus. And the Quarians are Tally and those ones with the masks. So they haven't said anything of whether they're in the game or not. The new Mako is called the Nomad, which I previously stated. The arcs that send you to Andromeda were launched in 2185, 2 years after the events of Eden Prime. N7 operative Alex Ryder, the father of the character you're going to be playing as, whether that's female or male, is the human Pathfinder. He is in his 50s and was a member of the task force that actually went through the relay for the first time on Pluto, which is a really cool story hint. And they've also talked about there being DLC with him, the dad, that is. There will be new alien species on the teams, so not only antagonists, but protagonists as well. The default names for the 2 Ryder kids are Scott and Sarah. I don't know if those are nods at anything, like Ridley Scott and isn't the main character the main girl from Terminator Sarah Connor, right? Those might be nods at that. I don't know.
John
Scott
Connor.
And Sarah Connor. Yeah, it's John and Sarah Connor, right?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Sex with people is confirmed. It's a BioWare game. It's not surprising. Gay and alien romances are confirmed. Once again, it's a BioWare game. Not surprising. And there's a lot more stuff here, but there's nothing too crazy. There's just stuff talking about the Asari and other characters that are going to be in the game. The Ket are the main villain. So the biggest thing I want to talk about here real quick is they did a kind of an editorial on the main antagonists of the game, which are the Ket. And the interesting thing when the developers were talking about is, so in the original Mass Effect trilogy, they were very tech based. They were very like mechanics and tech based, and you see that in their armor and all of the things happening with the Citadel and all that stuff. They were saying that in Andromeda they wanted it to be more organic. That a lot of the alien species rely on organic natured like architecture and armor and stuff like that. So the Ket, who are the main antagonist, have bone-ish armor. It looks very primitive. It looks powerful, but it's very primitive looking. It's bones. They look like cavemen kind of, but not really. So I like that they're doing a different approach to how some of the aliens are. You know, this is kind of a newer galaxy, so they're still more primitive. It's just they're more organic the way they want to look and stuff like that. I'm super excited. I'm super stoked for the gameplay trailer. Don't get me wrong. There was gameplay in the trailer that released on N7 day, but I just want to play this game already. Like, I don't need anything else. I'm cool with this information. So, what about you? Are you good with all this information? You just want to get to the game?
Yeah, I mean, this is all cool and good, and it's interesting, but yeah, I just want to play the game. It's been a while since I played any of these. I'm gonna have to watch one of those summary YouTube videos. Give me the plot from the first 3 games again, because I'm struggling to remember everything that even happened.
Well, that's another thing too. Is we can do that's a topic we can do in the future. Is like a recap of Mass Effect when
that's a good idea.
Gone through and played it.
Yeah.
So the interesting thing here, this is one of the best lines I think from this whole info dump, is so basically Mass Effect Andromeda takes the Mako from Mass Effect 1, which people loved or hated, but I thought it was a cool mechanic. Loyalty missions from Mass Effect 2, which I argue was the best part about Mass Effect 2, and multiplayer from Mass Effect 3, which I think was the biggest innovation in the Mass Effect franchise, because there wasn't much else you could do because those games are so expansive, right? So adding in multiplayer was really cool too. So it seems like they're taking some of the most innovative parts from each game and adding that into one, which I'm super excited for. Like I said, there's going to be more information coming out for the Game Awards. There's going to be a gameplay trailer. I'm already excited for this game. I'm not worried that the game's going to be good or bad. I am worried that the game's not going to come out in the spring and it's going to be a fall game, but I'm okay with that too. I mean, I'm not okay with that, like you said, with Breath of the Wild,
yeah.
But I'll deal with it. And I think that's why they're playing so close to the vest what the actual release date is, because they've seen how bad that's turned with people delaying, right? So we'll see.
Good on them for that, though.
Yeah, I'm excited for them not showing. Well, I'm not excited, but I respect their decisions. So yeah, you can bang aliens if you want to in Mass Effect Andromeda. Breaking news.